Ladies and gentlemen, today I have Scratch with us. How are you doing today, Scratch?
Yo, what's up, Darth? Doing pretty good. Nice to be here on the channel. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, of course, and we will have a link to his channel in the pinned comment down below so you can check him out there. But today we have an interesting topic, and I figured I should probably be on the free-to-play account for talking about this topic today. Is that me personally, I know I've spent quite a bit on mobile games, and I've been getting a lot of fan comments lately from people that are either giving away their account or quitting, and they're saying things like, hey DM, I've found out I've been spending too much money on this game, or I can't stop spending money, or something like that. And sometimes that's part of the reason people quit. And it seems like it's becoming more common lately, or it's just I'm getting more messages about it now in this day and age. Hey, do you get these messages too?
Oh yeah, man, all the time. And mainly, it's not so much like they're just giving their accounts away, but a lot of people are literally trying to sell their accounts. You know, like so many of the big whales are selling accounts, and I'm gonna put it out there. It's been an account that got sold for 10,000. Okay, so people are throwing insane amount of money in the games, guys. Crazy money, actually. Like, staying to think about it, you're like, wow.
I don't think in this game I ever really regret spending the money, weirdly enough, because I do a lot of salty videos about this game. But in other games, I have definitely spent, like Exos Heroes, right off the bat. I spent way more money in that game than...
I actually remember seeing your thumbnails, you know, like, bang, going ham for this Lego. And I'm like, damn, he's wailing.
What's the worst game for you? What's the one that got you the most?
So, look, I'll be honest. I'm not a big spender in games.
Okay.
I am on this one though, so I'm pretty much around the same thing where you are in terms of spending.
Yeah, but you're
this
a raid content creator, so it makes sense, you know.
Yeah, so I started playing the game. I got hooked up on it, man, because it's like a casino, honestly. Like, I always loved gambling, but to a certain extent. Like, I wasn't like going crazy on it to sell my soul to the devil, to say like this, just to gamble more. But I loved gamble. Like, I loved slots machine, I loved blackjack, I loved the poker, all these crazy games.
Okay.
But into a limit. And I started playing the game, and what got me hooked, I was free to play for the first 3 months, yeah? Scratch was free to play the first 3 months. But then I kind of got hooked up on the shard system. Pull a better champ. And I was like, oh, I'll spend $5 here. They added up $5 more there, here, there, and they just added up, and you're like, wow, I actually spent this much, you know? And without even realizing, they just add up. You think you're just spending 20 here, 30 there. But man, if you're crossing a line at the end and you add everything up, you're gonna be shocked. So if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to get in shock, just don't cross that line, you know. But honestly, I played before, like, let's just say 4 years ago, I played another mobile game where I actually started spending. Like, probably I spent like $5 in Clash of Clans in 2 years or something like that, but nothing more than that. You know, like that was my thing, you know. I was like a little fish in the sea there, you know. But I started playing a Mortal Kombat game on mobile, and that kind of hooked me up somehow. I don't know why. The same, collecting characters, leveling them up, like ascending them with dupes, stuff like that, you know. And I found a guy, okay, which sounded pretty dodgy at the time, but you were giving him your account, okay, and you were kind of buying stuff like half price, and I was like, that's a bargain, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, no, okay.
And crossing the line, I was like, $400-500 in. I was like, wow, I gotta stop. That's it. I can never do this ever again. Like, I was mind blown that I spent 500 on the game. I was like, whoa, oh my god, you know. But after a while, I stopped playing, and I was like, I'm never gonna touch a mobile game again. 2 years later, here comes Raid, and
here we
it
are.
made it happen. Like, wow, you know. But hey, I don't regret it. I'm a content creator in the end here, so eventually I'll be making up a living from it, you know. So zero regrets, honestly.
No, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I totally get that.
For my persona.
For your persona. When I was at car sales, like years ago, I did car sales. And what we would all do is we'd have our phones, obviously, and we would play games on the phone. So people played Clash of Clans back then. So now that I think about it, I thought my first game was actually Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but now I think of it was actually Clash of Clans, because when you said $5 in Clash of Clans, it like shocked me back like 8-year, you know,
exactly.
The Vietnam flashback, you know, to the car sale days. And I was like, oh yeah, I totally played Clash of Clans back then. But anyway, I get really focused on one thing at a time, and it makes me, so you get really excited about one thing, and that's what you think about a lot, that's what you do a lot. You know, when you wake up, you're excited to do that one type of thing, and then that one thing focuses and, and changes around in your life. And so for me, what I've done to conquer that is if it's like I'm really focused on one particular game, what I kind of like to do is anytime I'm playing that one particular game, I try to also have one other activity I'm doing. So I slowly learn the other activity with that one, if that makes sense. So I started playing mobile games outside. Like I started going for like a walk outside, like while I was playing some mobile games. And then I started like enjoying being outside a lot. And then I just kind of got into being outside, and I bought a motorcycle and that one wheel. And, now I'm just kind of doing a lot of outdoor live streams and stuff. But that's kind of been
jumping on the floor, trying to climb hills, failing, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, basically. Dude, you should see some of these bruises I've got. I've ate a lot of shit recently on these one wheels. They're kind of, how to put it, they're not easy to learn.
It does feel like they're pretty much like casinos, man. Like, well, I remember even now when I got my first $100 pack in the game, right? Before I was getting like small $5, $10, and not like one after another. And then I got hooked up on shards, and I got so disappointed that I was not getting anything, It was before we even had the 2x in the game and anything like that. And I was just not getting a legendary from ancient shards. I just opened and opened and opened, and I was like, the next one is gonna be, the next one is gonna be, the next one is gonna be, because you kind of get like in that state of mind when you're like, believe it, that is gonna happen next time. It needs to happen next time because you had so many failures behind it. But you get to the point where you just throw more, and it's just not happening. And then you're at the point where you threw so much that you can't stop it because you feel like you've done all this stupid thing for nothing if you're stopping it right now. And again, you keep on going, the next one is gonna be. And I went like that with the shards, In the end, I got something out of it, so it was good. I felt good after it, but man, I remember even now the feeling was like disgust and just like inside, like, oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe that I've done it,
I did the same thing. So in Exos Heroes, they had something called the String of Creation. And I think this is probably the worst peak of mobile game like spending for me getting into it, which what it would do is it would guarantee you at some point you would get the character. But it had all these other characters. Think of it like a gumball machine, but one of the gumballs in there has like enough money in it to buy all the other gumballs or something, right? So obviously what ends up happening is you buy all the gumballs in the machine. You're just sitting there like trying to get the one, right? Well, that's basically what the String of Creation was, is at a low percentage chance, but every time you pulled one of the common characters out, it slowly increased the chance. And I remember spending $800 just sitting there like in a row. And then when I got the character, I'm like, this character's not even worth $800. So I wasn't even excited to have pulled the character. And I was like, what was the whole point? And then, but 5 seconds earlier, right before I pulled the character, it was still worth it. You know what I mean? So I was it made me realize like you gotta be careful with some of these games because they do a really good job, and it's not. I mean, it's a business. Every single mobile game is going to be out there looking for money. You know what I mean? So you can't get super mad about that. But it's you got to be careful because these games are basically all designed the same way. Slot machines are fancy lights, lots of sound effects, and it does make you pretty excited to keep spending money on them. All right, we're back. Unfortunately, Plarium destroyed my other camera. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we are back here. One more time.
We had an attack here, guys. We had an attack on his camera, so we had to change. Look how close we are to each other now, you see.
I know, this is not, Rona's safe. We're supposed to be 6 feet apart, right? And you're supposed to be wearing a mask.
It's like we're in the same room, like look at that. Crazy.
Oh, wow. But on the way out the door, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to kind of leave with a couple words of wisdom for the people that maybe if you're struggling from this, at least I wanted to throw a couple, which is like, one, there's plenty of other people that are out there. I mean, like me, myself, you're not the only one that is kind of like this, right? I mean, people have gambling tendencies built into them. Lots of people do anyway, so you're not 100% alone. So I'm kind of leaning into you here, aren't I? I'm like trying to trying to make a move on you or something. I was really like, I leaned to the other side.
It looks like I'm gonna back out a bit. Wait,
back out.
I'm
Now
going the
you're
wrong way.
leaning
I
into it.
gotta
Now
go.
it's
I
getting
gotta
too-
back out a bit.
all right. Sorry.
I'm getting worried here.
It's inception of content creators. It's like a row or a theater here. But one, there's plenty of other people that have this problem too. Two, try to, if you're trying to get away from it, the best thing that I've found for sure is like get a different hobby. Because the problem is gacha games are basically the best way to like suck the cash out of you quickly. That's literally what they're designed to do. Like the game itself is literally designed, how quickly can we get the person's money out of them, you know, and they profit off of that. Whereas if you decide, I'm spending $2,000 a month. That's a complete waste, and I want it down to 500. Just try cutting it down to 1,000. But every month you buy something you want, and then you just play with that, and then you play the game free to play. Because I guarantee every time you log on your phone and you're like, oh, I want to buy this $100 pack. If you pick up the guitar you've been wanting to buy for like 3 months and play it instead, you're gonna be like, oh, that was way better. I mean, that's one of the things I found too. That's why I started buying guitars and, you know, the other toys I've been getting lately. It's helped.
I totally agree with it, man. Like the games they have such a predatory system in order to grab your money quick. Like you clearly see how these games started as well. Like Raid, it wasn't designed like a game to last long. It was designed to quickly grab the money, kick you out. That's why they're advertising. New people, they play 2, 3, 4 days and they're out, guys. Like I've seen guys in this game that came in, dropped 40, 50, 60, 70 grand. 1 week later, they are out of it.
Yeah.
Some of them refund. Some of them, they might not refund. I have no idea how all that stuff works, but people are just getting nuts on it, and definitely get a new hobby on the side of it. Play games, go out, go to a cinema. I know gaming equal entertaining. A lot of you guys will kind of use this excuse. Well, was my entertaining for this amount of months? Yeah, it was, but does entertaining really requires that much money when you're in the big spending? You know, like always think about it like this. Like you can always go and do something else on the side as well. I don't know, go for a run. Probably you don't want to run, then go for a swim. You don't want to swim, go for a drink. You don't want to have a drink, go grab a McDonald's or anything else rather than getting stuck indoors with a phone in your hand or PC and being stuck on these sort of games. You know, I know it's hard. Some of you might be a bit more lonely to say like this. You don't have so many friends. You might be moving in a new place. You don't know people around the area, but just go a bit out. Try to kind of open a bit your eyes and look towards a different sort of things as well, rather than only the game as your single source of entertaining, to say like this, you know. That's my advice, honestly.
It's good advice.
It might be hard, but you just gotta do it, you know.
So leave a comment if you, and out yourself as having all of these problems with your public name. Write in the comments. If you have this problem, like the video. There, that's anonymous. All right, everybody. And with that, check out Scratch's channel. He's a good guy, as you can see here. He's trying to help right here. See, he's so good that I'm leaning in real close. You see?
Oh. I gotta back out. We gotta back out again.
It is Pride Month after all. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.
Peace out, dudes. Thanks for having me, Darth.